What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Futties Zaha. He is the 95 left mid with 12 segments. Them 12 segments obviously aren't high rated. We have got an 85, an 82, I think 281s, 280s, 279s, 278s, a 77 and 2 gold teams, 1 common, 1 rare. So in terms of kind of what cards you do need a lot of cards, but obviously the rating wise does vary quite drastically. He is coming in at about 388. Obviously, if you have got a lot of commons or a lot of kind of mid fodder in your team or club, then you pretty much can get him done. You just need to do the 85, which is obviously the hardest one. But again, at the same time, with all of the fodder that we've got from Futties, it's the easiest one as such. This card looks good. Like, the one thing that I am disappointed in is he is still a 5-star 3-star. Why you couldn't make him a 5-5 or a 5-4 just to make him that little bit more meta. He is obviously a good player. He tends to, I'm pretty sure he tends to always get a Futties. We didn't get one last year, but we got a team of the season. I may be completely pulling that information from somewhere, but he managed to get a team of the season last year at a centre forward. He got a foot swaps last year, which was a 90 at the end, and then he had a player of the month as the year before in FIFA 18, so he actually isn't. I thought he got footies quite a lot, but it must be somebody else. So we obviously did beat Sissoko, I want to say, to the voting, and obviously this guy has got the credentials to be in this weekend league. You do need 8 Premier League players, I believe, so he can sort your left mid out pretty much amazingly. Obviously, we do have a milestone Traore, who we will be trying to get before the weekend league, but does take a few matches to go and get it, squad battles or rivals, so we are going to be trying to do that as we do Zaha's review in rivals. Obviously, we go into the stats. We've gone Maestro, which gives you 97 shooting. It just maxes out that long shot and volleys. You also get the extra bonus in passing and also 10 on the reactions. Everything else is pretty solid for him. I think the only stat you'd like to increase is his composure. Again, you can't actually do that, so there is no problem. We've got good physicalities. Dribbling looks pretty solid, especially now we've got that reactions down. Obviously, his passing looks pretty decent, to be fair, and his shooting and pace is pretty much maxed out. If you do add a Maestro on him, it turns him into a 98 rated cam, or left wing, right wing, then a 97 right forward, left forward, centre forward, or a 94 attacker. Unfortunately, we only have flair as the trait, so we don't have no actual shooting traits. Let's jump straight into him and see, is he worth 12 segments. Straight into Zaha. Obviously, he is a 5-star skiller, so expect some very, very nice skill moves from him. We find him back here. Oh, why? I don't know why we did the fake. And again, as well, his not his composure, his physicality should really see him through with this. Get the ball roll, and another little turn, and another little turn. Get that finesse off. Very, very close to Zaha, outside of the box, and that's a beautiful save from Henderson there. And to Zaha again. The one thing as well with him is I can imagine he is quite good at kind of creating chances as well as obviously burying them. He is kind of very well statted in the attacking role, so oh, that's poor from myself. It's a great save. Oh, and it's a great block from Maldini. That is poor from myself. Bit of lackluster performance there, but I do think Zaha is one of them players that should be able to do just a little bit in that attacking role. Obviously, we haven't really had too much from him. We have had an 87 headliner, but this is a huge jump of a +8. So I'm expecting absolutely massive things. We did use his headliner way back in the day, whereas now it's kind of completely dead out the game. So it's nice that we have got someone like that. I'm not going to lie, I probably did hope that Sissoko was going to win it, just purely for the fact that he is a cracking French centre mid. Obviously, he would have been quite expensive as well, so it would have been interesting to see what if they would have done the exact same for Sissoko, as I'd probably argue that he would be more expensive than just a Zaha, in my opinion. Into Zaha, what can we find in this attacking role? Little dink in. It's a great ball into Firmino, but he's just not managing to get anything on that, unfortunately. We kind of gave him in that dead zone where he's just not going to generate any sort of power anywhere in that header. Little 1-2 with Zaha. Doesn't manage to get it through the first time, but Going to find this outside of the box. We thought we might have been able to get a cheeky little finesse there. Try again. He's got a wonderful shot on him. Like, genuinely, there's some really testing there from quite a far distance. You kind of expect him at some point there to really test the keeper. We've seen multiple people hitting it from that angle as well. Once you find that sweet spot of the power, you just know that you're going to get it in. So he's definitely got that behind him, which is always very nice to know. It would be nice as well if we did have some sort of finesse trait or anything like that on him, which again would help him out massively. Going to go with a little 1-2. Little finesse, tried to take it all the way, probably could have passed it, but went for the shot to see if we could get that goal for him in his first match. Zaha, thought I had it. Zaha, oh, for Ferland Mendy, just showing purely what he can do there. Really good work from him, really battling with Zaha there. Thought we may have just been able to nick it, but obviously... Oh, that's just poor from myself. Do make up for it with Laporte. But again, Zaha's physicality, another kind of little extra zone that you get from him with his card. I think the big thing with him as well is his burst of pace is absolutely fantastic. We can see him really making strides here. Can we get him through? Knocks it across, and Sergio Ramos, team of the year, coming in absolute clutch for this guy as he goes literally the other end. But Tellez is going to say no, and we cannot get it to Zaha, who's not come back in time there. Oh, that's got to be a good ball. Zaha. It's all about his first touch. It's not the greatest, but he delivers one in, and it is off the line again. This guy hanging on for absolute dear life right now. There it is. Oh, that's not the greatest of balls. Zaha's got one chance here. Gets the finesse, and he's absolutely bagged it. It's 3-3 in rivals. Zaha comes with the equaliser in the 89th, and I told you persistency is key with some players, and he's absolutely smashed it for me. He surely doesn't have time for another. He's making them strides. Ferland Mendy, though, is too hard to handle right now. Very good defending from him. I thought we may have just been able to do it, but unfortunately, it might be a little bit too late, and that's poor from myself there. That's really poor. Cannot throw away this lead right now, and it is all over. Into Zaha. He's got a bit of space down this wing. We're looking inside for Kane there. We can see him. He's going to come over in a second. Oh, okay. A little bit, I don't know. That just seemed a bit weird. It seemed like we just kind of ran into him more than anything. Zaha with that cracking interception. Little dink over to Nketiah, but he cannot bag that first goal yet. Back into Zaha. Looking for that assist play. That's wonderful play. And again, what is with that shooting? He is normally absolutely on tip-top form. But unfortunately, it is 2 back-to-back stinking shots. I'm going to find a bit of Zaha. Looking down that wing. Oh, he's offside anyway. Doesn't matter. But I think we're going to play on. Zaha seems to just always be able to get into position to get the ball as well. As soon as you see him on that left mid, you know you can just do this little 1-2. Fire the ball into him. See what he can do. That's poor. Literally, every time I say that he can do a lot of stuff, literally, he loses the ball within a matter of seconds. But it's all about test and practice, isn't it, with him? He is a very agile player. You can see that from him. That's a great... What on earth did that go? That must be a great tackle. But you can see what Zaha's all about in terms of skill moves. If you are like a 5-star skiller, then obviously you are going to get the most beneficial use out of Zaha. Now he obviously has that 5-star skill move in a higher version, because obviously he's always had that version. As we find him in here, we're going to find the little spin, little into Kane. One more into Nketiah. It's going to go with that scoop, and how he knew he was going that way. Very nice read from Fabinho there. Zaha, let it roll. Lovely. We see that back post. Nketiah with a header, and he's finally found that goal. And the best thing about him as well is he's got the defensive duty as well. May not be the greatest of tackler, but in terms of kind of just having that presence, he's got it. He's got the physicality, so you have got that almost extra man who can run back and potentially make a nuisance out of the opponent's attack. Into Zaha. What can we find? Oh, that's a great tackle. Who on earth was that? That a bit of Roy Keane I see there. Going to get Zaha with that standing. Here it is. This is it. This is it. Big boy finesse. It's got the curve. I wish he had that finesse trait. Little 1-2 with Zaha. Looking for that outside turn. There it is. Ball roll. Still keeps it. Back into him. Standing. Oh, I thought that was it. Oh, that's got to be onside. I thought he was bringing his keeper out. Went for that audacious chip, trying to really take him off his line there. But in the end, he didn't bother. What can we find here? Oh, okay. Cut that. Cut that. There it is. Oh, that's a great counter. Oh, it's a poor touch, though. He's managed to get just on it. Not getting enough closer to the keeper there. Got Nketiah's going to race to get that back. Going to go see if we can get it across again. Fake it. Oh, that's a great tackle, honestly. I think with me as well, sometimes Zaha doesn't translate for myself. Some strikers just don't, or some players in general just don't translate very well. I don't know if it's animation or kind of just how they play. It just doesn't necessarily suit everybody's game style. But I do think he has got some capability of doing really well, and then some that isn't. He is a harder player to use in comparison to your normal Neymar, Mbappe's, all of them high rated players. But I think for me, he isn't necessarily an absolute god on the pitch, and you can definitely tell that. Obviously the weak foot would definitely be a nice upgrade just to kind of have that consistency going through. But in terms of what he can produce, you've kind of just got to be able to really use this kind of card. And as you can see there, that's just a cracking assist. It's a lovely little cutback. And obviously the opportunity there from just doing a few more step overs and managing to cut in. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I think some really top rated players, it will work more times than none. Whereas I think Zaha, for me, would kind of be about a 50-50, maybe even like a 60-40 to the fact that it would work. But again, there is that high percentage chance that he doesn't get through and the defender does manage to kind of keep up with him. So going into the overall for Zaha then, so let's have a quick rundown of all the SBCs, which makes Hullet look crazy. So you got the 2 golds, obviously 1 common, 1 rare gold. You got 77, 2 78s, 179, 2 80s, 181, 182, 183 and an 85, with obviously 50 chem and needing a team of the season / inform. I believe I don't think any others require an inform. Just want to double check. Right, so you only need 1 inform or team of the season, obviously for the higher rated one, which isn't awful. Obviously, all of these as well add the value. Like, you look at a few of these, you're looking like 10k, 10k, 10k. You can potentially have these already in your squad, already in your club, ready to be sent. Obviously, a lot of people are doing upgrade packs, so more than likely you don't, and you've sent your club, you've sent your house, you've got rid of everything to get that 85 times 10. So it might be a little bit of a grind, but I think you can get it done quite easily. The 85, 3 and 2 are the only ones that you just need to spend that little bit more coins on. Obviously the 85, I would be utilising that 85 times 10, and you practically got the whole SBC back. In terms of kind of like the card then, so we've got the Maestro on him, 97, 95, 97, and as you can see, the attack inside of him is fantastic. Physicality was really nice, felt like he was really strong and aggressive to get that ball back. Shooting was nice, still think it was a little bit less than what it says on the card here. Dribbling was fantastic, passing was really good. We've had a few assists with him, which was always quite nice, and his pace was incredible. Like I said, the only thing I was really disappointed with this card is the 3-star weak foot. I really think they could have updated that at the very minimum to a 4-star, but I think with this card, I think a 5/5 would have been absolutely perfect at this point in the game. I'm not going to disagree. A 95 Premier League player just before the Premier League weekend for under 400k, and obviously if you've got half them SBCs, realistically for about 150, you cannot complain. He isn't that expensive. He's had a few nice cards in the past, obviously a community team of the season, a foot swaps, a player of the month, and then really kind of just starting to get going from obviously FIFA 11, which is nuts to think that he's that he's been in this game that long. He's 28 years old, but he's been in there since FIFA 11. I remember using his silver Man U card, which I think is this. Which one was it? I want to say it was this one. I think I kind of got to start with FIFA 14, but it was mainly FIFA 13 when he made the transfer, obviously, to Man U from there. Overall wise, I think he is worth the coins. Obviously, if you are playing the weekend league, then yeah, 100% if you've not got a left mid. In terms of kind of like Premier League left mids, he sits, in my opinion, because you've got Sterling, Grealish I'd like more as a cam. Obviously, you've had St. Max and Bernard. So whether you've got any of these kind of top 5 here, I would probably rank him. I think Sterling's better for pace, Zaha better for dribbling potentially, but I think Sterling's big thing is he's obviously got that 5-5 upgrade. I knew that was going to be the one, so I would probably put him Sterling. Rashford, again, he's a funny one. I like him as striker more than anything. I would probably rank him about 4th or 5th out of the top players. He's better than Bernard. St. Max is an interesting one because I really enjoyed that St. Max, and he is the 5'4" with pretty much the same sort of stats. Obviously got a bit of strength, obviously less aggression, but I think St. Max for me definitely trumps him that little bit. So overall, I think he is a good player. I think he's sitting around about the 9.6, 9.7 out of 10 for me. Hopefully did enjoy. Let me know if you're going to be grinding the 12 SBCs that are just so hard to get him complete. But apart from that, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.